Hi, how are yous? Tuesday, Kate.
Yes.
You're looking very intelligent today, Katie.
Oh, no, that's just tired eyes, baby, tired eyes. Loads of bottles.
It's looking at this beauty all the time.
Loads of bottles.
It's looking at this beauty all the time.
Loads of bottles.
Okay. Fishing for a compliment? Don't even
No,
get
get
it. Today I'm going to talk about probably one of our favourite brands. Actually, it's the people that make this brand as much as anything else.
Yeah.
Dingle. Dingle is the first. They use that term. The first of the new generation of distilleries. I mean, back in 2012, when they began distilling literally in a shed in Dingle, little did we know what they'd become, and unfortunately, the man who was sort of the driving force behind it, Oliver, doesn't get to see this now, and it is a bit of a shame because I think he would get a real buzz out of where Dingle sits in the whole. I mean, some of the bottles, the 10-year-old. I mean, having a 10-year-old whiskey at this stage is brilliant for them, and I think he really would have had a great buzz out of the whole thing. He was loved by publicans in Dublin. I mean, I don't think I've ever spoke to a publican in Dublin that sort of didn't have a good word to say about him. I mean, Alan, Willie, all the lads that we deal with, in and out, all had a lot of time for Oliver. He was a clever man. Elliot and Holly and the kids and that, they've sort of taken over the mantle, and Elliot's running the business. The Porterhouse Group, it's got to be a big old undertaking that he took on, and in fairness to them, I think they're doing a great job. But as I said, it's more about. It's not even more about. It's about the staff down there. I mean, we've some good pals with Dave. I mean, Beardy Dave. Anybody who knows Beardy Dave, he's just a legend. I mean, he's just a legend. I mean, he's been very friendly to us from day one, and very supportive of us, and calls occasionally here to the office, and usually comes in, usually to annoy me, to wind me up and something like that. Michael, who was the original distiller down there, I mean, we became friends with Michael when he was up in Bowan as well, and he's gone back down to the kingdom. Graham and Faye, I mean,
what can you say about Graham and Faye?
What can you say? They're legends. They are brilliant. Graham, I think, has been a great influence to Dingle. I think he's been fantastic. I mean, no disrespect to Michael, but Graham had that experience that sort of just give him a wee bit more of a scope into it. The casks management and the cask finishing and all that sort of stuff that he's done has been fantastic. And here's some of the fruit of his hard work. The Wheel of the Year thing, I think they're called. I think it's called the Wheel of the Year. And there's 5 out so far. There's going to be 9 in total. It ends this year. This is the year of it. At the end of this year, there'll be 9 in total. There's 5 out. 6 is due to follow now shortly on the 1st of March. There's an invitation actually there for us to go up to attend that as well. But what they've done is they've sort of latched on to our sort of historical past and our basic past here in Ireland, and they've brought
paganism.
I didn't want to say pagans. We're not all pagans. There's a few of us are, but we're not all pagans. But Lalla Breed is the St. Bridget's one. Lunasa, Gemru. I'm not 100% sure what any of that means. Grianstad the Gemru. So I presume somebody else knows what that. Samhain is autumn, isn't it? Samhain, I think it is, or summer. I don't know. Again, and Bialtana is the 5th one that's there. They're brilliant, but what's really good about them is the finishes. So that's a rye cask finish. That's a Widow Jane bourbon cask finish, Tawny Port finish, Muscatel finish, and Shiraz finish. They're all very different, and it just shows the skill of Graham in just picking them at the right time, the single malt that come out of Dingle, and getting them into it. Beside that, we've had 2 single casks releases so far. I think there's been a few more, but I'm not 100% sure. Look, when Dingle moved away from the batch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and they done and brought out the core release, I really applauded that. I think it was a step change for them. And these single cask products brought out of cask strength are just brilliant as well. One of them's done for Kirsch import in Germany, I believe. It's a cognac finish. Again, 59.5 ABV. And then obviously there's the one done for Irish malts, John down in the team then there, 59.3, and that's an Oloroso sherry. But in the middle is the big one that everybody applauded when it came out. Now, again, being me, I thought the price was too strong. I really did genuinely think the price was too heavy on it. I know it's a big fanfare, I know it's a 10-year-old, but I thought it was a bit heavy. Now, it didn't stop it getting sold out, and people are still looking for it. But at that price point, I wonder how many people actually opened them. I wonder how many of them were opened, because they're a wee bit, and ultimately, you know, they're deemed as a collector's item because they're at that price point, and they are what they are. Whereas if they had been a bit lower, more people would have opened them and seen what a great job they had done. I mean, in the early days, I mean, cask management was tough for them. It was all new to them as well. I mean, you know, they had a bit of support from Middleton and that, but they were winging it, you know. But at the beginning, this is the bad boy. Dingle cask number 2. Now the story goes that Dingle cask number 1 will never be opened. They say that you know, it's laid down for forever and a day. But that is cask number 2, and you got it, Ellen. It came with 2 glasses in it. There's 252 bottles of it. It is a great release. It's got this lovely little squat port decanter. You want me to lift it up? Okay, take it out. There you go. Brilliant release. They've done well at auction with us. They've sold well, and I think they're just a bit of history to get, as I say, because Dingle is deemed as the first of the new breed of Irish whiskies. I think to have one of them, I think, is a great piece. But also, at the same time as that was being done, there was the Founding Fathers program, and the Founding Fathers program was a great innovation. I mean, clever as a fox he was to sort of, you know, to get everybody to bankroll it. And again, nobody was really doing that, opening it up to the public, that Joe Public could own a cask in the early days of Dingle. Another thing that he done, he advertised it in Cara magazine, which is the magazine that you got when you went on to Aer Lingus. So he was hitting the right people at the right time, you know, talking about investment, talking about the resurgence of Irish whiskey. And Dingle just has a mystical sort of, you know, attraction to it, and people love it down there. But there's people I know that have bought every one of the Founding Fathers, and they keep popping up. And of course they're going to keep popping up, and they're going to pop up more now because, as I said, they're at the 10 years marks. They're usually cask strength, so that's Stone Turn Founders, cask number 461. It's a bourbon cask. Drill, I don't know whether it's Dr. Olin or Drillin, and that's cask 383, and that's a bourbon and port cask. And just seeing the two of them sitting side by side, the difference in colour that the influence of the cask brings to it is quite impressive to see. There's another one there on the end, Kjol Namara, and that's a 10-year-old Founding Fathers release. Cask 148, and that's just in bourbon. And again, if you were to put, you know, the Stone Turn, you can see the two of them are bourbon casks, but the difference in colour of the two of them, they're sort of just basic bourbon casks, but the difference in colour of the two of them. But in the middle here is something fairly spectacular and special. This is the Other Voices release. So again, Dingle is famous for the concert, the annual concert. They've had 2 years of it so far, and it's I haven't been down to it, but it's supposed to be fantastic. The voices, the atmosphere, where the singing is done in the churches and stuff like that. It is a real showcase of Irish talent, and in the right place to do.
There's an awful lot of up and coming artists that perform on it.
There's only one problem with it.
What, baby?
It's in Dingle. And why is that a problem, Katie?
Well, we love Dingle.
We love Dingle. Oh, no, I'm not saying it.
But we don't love the getting to Dingle.
Yes. It is a 4-day camel ride from civilization. I mean, it is just ridiculous. It is 25 mile or something like that from Killarney or from Tralee. But it might as well be 100. It is just bizarre. It's the most, like, we've driven that road in all weathers. I mean, the worst ever was one time we had to go down, we were dropping off bottles, and it was winter, it was dark, it was raining.
Very rainy.
It was just horrendous. And I mean,
car in front of us that had his fog lights.
Fog lights on. It was just a shocking thing. It
And we
still
couldn't get
scarred
round
me.
them.
And it was just you can't get round them in that road. Even on a bloody motorbike, it struggles down there as well. As I say, great place. Everything about it, but
Fabulous place.
yeah,
but
if they sort of build a motorway into it, I think
Straight
it'd be just
into Dingle.
straight in the middle of Dingle. Might do away with the sort of whole rustic and
yeah.
feel of it. The pubs, I mean, everything's famous down there. There's Dick Max. I think there's one of the Dick Max Dingle in this month's auction as well. I mean, Dick Max is famous the world over about
Yes.
where is it across from the church and where's the church across from Dick Max, yada yada yada. Finn has done a great job of promoting Irish whiskey down there. A lot of Scotch as well. That's Peter White's fault, but we won't hold that against them. But there is a lot of Irish down there as well, so it's a great place to be. We were at one of the launches. I think it might have been the Samhain one in Dick Max.
Yes.
And they had the big fire pit.
Oh, yes,
that was
yes,
a
yes.
cool night. That was a really cool night. That was an excellent night. So if anybody wants us to invite us to any launches, I am available. I'll pimp myself out very easily. So that's it. Look,
Sorry.
we love Dingle. We do love
We do.
Dingle. I don't know how Beardy Dave is going to cope with Graham now gone. I mean, I know he'll be lost. He'll be wandering around like a lost puppy.
Yes.
He does have a new baby to congratulations,
I can't-
Danny and Beardy Dave
wait to give him
on
space.
Hugo.
Baby Hugo.
I hope that he's a normal sized baby and he's not like his daddy.
Fully grown and ready for a
I'd
job.
say he probably came out fully grown. I mean, look at his dad. But I mean, I think without Graham's steadying hand on Dave, he's going to be lost. So, you know, we are going to have to watch out for him now that he's a new dad and he's losing that, you know, paternal figure that he looks up to. So it's going to be really tough
It's
for him.
gonna be tough for
It
him.
is going to be tough for him. So. And Faye probably keeps him in line as well.
I would say Faye definitely keeps them in line.
Faye
Not
would
probably.
keep everybody in line. Yes,
Yes.
yes, she would. Yes,
She can
lovely,
eat-
but she keep you in
She'll
line.
keep you in line.
She does keep me in line. Yeah, she gave out to me one time. I still am traumatized. So we're back tomorrow. I think we're going to talk about a bit of Scotch tomorrow
Sure, why
because Graham is going back. He's way back over to Scotland to make that stuff again.
Oh well, fair play to him.
I mean, he made good whiskey and was involved in good whiskey, and now he's gone back over to make that Scotch stuff again.
Well, maybe he might improve it.
And he's going to be getting paid in like pound sterling with the king's head and everything on it, and maybe that's what he wanted all along. Anyhow, we're gone. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And I will make a bit more sense then. Okay.
Maybe.
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.